first question from our friends over here will be on gun control. The second one will be
Terrific.
Got 15 back? Ten back? Five, four, three, two, one, zero.
And thank you again for joining us for this edition of the 2014 Campaign Roundtable Series. I'm politics reporter Rob Rizzulo, and we are here with two Republicans running to represent the 2nd Franklin District in the Massachusetts House of Representatives. For the next question, I'd like to kick it over to our panel of journalists. The first question comes from Chief Editorial Writer Ron Chamelis. Ron.
Thank you. Gun regulation, gun control, gun owners' rights, obviously very emotional. Many gun owners appear to feel that new regulations would constitute encroachment on their rights. Is there room, in your opinion, for negotiations? Is there a middle ground on which gun regulation can be modified, maybe even expanded, or is this issue hands-off out of respect for law-abiding gun owners?
So, gun control, obviously a very hot topic, kind of perennially, but especially this year with the comprehensive piece of legislation that the Massachusetts State House has passed. So for this question, Susannah, we'll start with you.
Well, they don't call me Second Amendment Susie for nothing. I am a sports shooter. I have a license to carry. I have a concealed carry permit as well, a Class A license to carry. I believe Massachusetts needs to focus on enforcing the laws they already have. The latest piece of legislation that's come through, the DeLeo bill, House, it was 4121, was one of the most onerous pieces of gun legislation that's come through in a state that already has some of the strictest gun laws as well. We need to focus on the criminals. Also, one piece of that bill that I had a lot of trouble with was lumping mental health into that bill. Commonwealth of Massachusetts needs some comprehensive mental health legislation, but not tacked on to a bill that was created and designed to prevent new town type shooting events, because mental illness doesn't go hand in hand with violence. Mental illness doesn't go hand in hand with the kind of legislation, kind of devastation we saw in Connecticut. So I think it's really important for legislators to look at what's really going on here. And law-abiding citizens, they're not the people who need laws written for them. We've got several laws on the books to make sure that people are safe. We need to punish the criminals and the people who are committing crimes with these. And secondly, and apart from gun legislation, we need to work on some comprehensive mental health legislation.
So just to clarify on the topic of gun control, should you be elected and this come up again, is it the kind of thing where there perhaps is a middle ground to be struck, or do you think that we have enough laws regarding gun control in Massachusetts and it's a hands-off?
I absolutely believe Massachusetts has some of the strictest gun control laws in the state. I would not consider any more infringement than what's already happening.
Thank you very much. Ms. Anderson.
Agreed. I also went down and I testified before DeLeo's committee when this bill was drafted. I took down 7 of my team and spoke with them, and I had to wait until 4 o'clock in the afternoon to get that opportunity. But it is very important because my father, as a United States Marshal, has had his family being threatened. Our lives were threatened. When we get out of jail, we're coming after you, we're coming after your family. And because of this, I also was taught as a young child how to defend myself in my home. The laws, the way that they are being written now, would leave everyone under 18 defenseless. Because if you touch a firearm in your parents' home, the parents go to jail for 12 to 15 years. That would have put myself and my siblings at risk if we were not allowed to defend ourselves because of our age. And that makes us targets. We have quarter-mile long driveways, sometimes half-mile long driveways out where we are. And when you're going to expect the police to get there first, sometimes that may not happen. We need to take care of all of our citizens by allowing them that Second Amendment right, which is to defend themselves. And it shouldn't be based on their age or The other, they said the mental capability, who's going to determine who's mentally capable, who's suitable? The word they used in the bill was suitability. Who's going to determine that suitability? When you have people that say, well, you're religious, so obviously you're not suitable, okay? There's different, we have to be very cautious when you start mixing those two together. I would say, as has been said, Massachusetts has the strictest laws in the country. We do not need to be infringing upon law-abiding citizens.
So you're both looking for enforcement of the current laws as opposed to new
Absolutely,
amendments.
absolutely, thank you.
Thank you very much. And we're going to shift gears a little bit. We're going to go back to our journalist panel for the next question, which is relating to the opioid epidemic here in Massachusetts. And we will go to Rob Genest.